on CBS. Today from Qualcomm Stadium in beautiful San Diego, California, it's the 1-1 Colts against the 1-0 San Diego Chargers. Hello and good afternoon, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones, and today we get an opportunity to see a great offense led by Peyton Manning against a superior defense led by Junior Seau and the Chargers.
And how about this dynamic duo of the Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison? They have spent this whole offseason together working one route a day, getting their pass routes down, and right now they are operating with the same brain. But don't forget the young guy, rookie Edgerrin James, trying to become the first rookie in NFL history to rush for 3 consecutive 100-yard games. On the other side of the ball, San Diego's defense led by Junior Seau and Rodney Harrison. Junior Seau says, Edgerrin James, he's just another guy. He has to earn my respect. And you better respect Rodney Harrison if you're coming across the middle of the field as a Colts wide receiver today.
All right, Brent, just a perfect day for football. Here in San Diego, 71 degrees and sunny, the home opener for the Chargers. Colts won the toss. They have elected to receive the football. And the series note, the Chargers lead the series 12 games to 6. However, these two teams met last year in Indianapolis, Game 5, won by Indianapolis 17-12, Peyton Manning's first professional win. John Carney kicking it away, one touchback, back deep. Terrence Wilkins, number 80, and Jerome Pathan, number 86. And we're underway from San Diego. This will be Pathan from the 2. On the infield, breaks it outside and gets up to the 35-yard line. A return of 31 yards. And that will bring on Peyton Manning. The young gun, his numbers last week, 18 of 30, 223 yards, 3 touchdowns, Brent.
Has not been sacked all preseason and 2 games into the regular season, Gus, and that develops a lot of confidence for the young guy. You can see he's standing back there, having time to step into his throws. He's feeling really good about the way he's throwing the ball right now.
So Edgerrin James is his tailback. He's the lone setback. First down, 10 from the 35-yard line. Rodney Harrison creeps up to the line of scrimmage, now backs off for San Diego. Play action on first down. Manning, pump fake, has Harrison wide open. Harrison all the way down to the 20. The ball is down, and the big play on first down by the Colts, a gain of 45. Terrence Shaw with the saving tackle.
And Gus, Peyton Manning told us about the opportunity for some...
Marcus Pollard in motion. Edgerrin James changing direction, snakes down inside the 20. Edgerrin James, first year out of the University of Miami. And let's take a look at the offense for Indianapolis. Up front, these guys have not given up a sack this year. Tarek Glenn on the left side, McKinney, Moore, Jackson, and Adam Meadows. Backs and receivers, the edge, that's what they call him. He's the starting tailback. Harrison Green, great receivers. Dilger, the tight end. Second down, 9 from the 18.
Push.
Manning, plenty of time underneath, and it is incomplete. Broken up by Rodney Harrison and Michael Dumas.
Rodney Harrison going to be all over the field today. Peyton Manning just took a little extra time, and when you see him shuffle his feet, and he's waiting 4 or 5 seconds.
Brings up third down and 9 from the 18. They need to get to the 9 for a first down. Pathan, the receiver, on the far side of the field. 2 receivers on the near side. There's Green in motion. Here comes the blitz. Picked up. They get it to Dilger, and he drops it. Michael Dumas covering.
Jerome Pathan on the other side was getting some single coverage. Peyton Manning told us he wants to get his young receiver involved. Caught 50 balls last year. Hasn't caught 1 yet this season. And he's getting a little frustrated. Peyton Manning said, we got to get Jerome Pathan involved.
Brings on Mike Vanderjagt in to attempt a 36-yard field goal. The former Canadian Football League player. He's converted 14 straight field goals from under 40 yards. Steve Walsh, the holder. This one is up and no good. So how about that? After converting 14 straight field goals from under 40, he misses. He won 28 to New England. after they turned it over 3 times in the fourth quarter, resulting in 17 Patriot points. First down and 10 from the 26 for San Diego. Here's Natron Means. And the big fella running over the right side picks up a couple. The starting quarterback for San Diego, Jimmy Harbaugh, a former quarterback in Indianapolis, played in Baltimore last year.
And Gus, you're going to see Jim Harbaugh had some decent statistics last week, but the most important one, 0 interceptions. And they just want him to control this offense. This defense of San Diego is going to keep them in a lot of games this year. He just can't go out and make mistakes on the offensive side of the ball.
Second down and 7 from the 29. Harbaugh throwing on second down. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Looks like number 96 got a hand on it. Sean King on the left side. Let's take a look. Taylor, Fortin, Roundtree, and Vaughn Parker, the offensive line in the backfield. Natron Means is the featured back, along with McCrary, Jeff Graham, Michael Ricks, the receivers, Freddie Jones, the tight end. He's number 88, folks. They want to get the ball to him more. Brings up 3rd and 7 from the 29. Harbaugh sets up, steps up, and he can run. Harbaugh looking for the first down, won't get it. Gets over the 30 up to the 34-yard line. A 5-yard gain.
Cornelius Bennett doing a super job coming across to keep Jim Harbaugh from getting that first down. And those are just the type of situations the Chargers don't want to find themselves in. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, where that zone blitz of the Indianapolis Colts can get up, get pressure on you right now. Jim Harbaugh had to break the pocket.
So that brings on Darren Bennett, the Aussie kicker, standing at his own 19. Terrence Wilkins back deep at the 20-yard line. Both teams coming up empty. Their first offensive possession. Low snap handle. Bin, high, wobbly kick. Wilkins to his left. Picks it up at the 17-yard line. Terrence Wilkins. Nice running after the catch. Flag on the play. Gets up to the 35. 49-yard punt. A 15-yard return. Tackled by Tracy Simeon. No flag on the play. So coming up, let's see what the Indianapolis Colts can do once again on offense. To go in the first quarter of play. Colts take over from their own 34. Peyton Manning calling the play at the line of scrimmage. Play action. Manning steps up, looking down the field again, and complete. Rodney Harrison got a hand on it, almost picked it off. And they were looking for Harrison, Marvin Harrison, down the field again. Defensively for San Diego, Fontenot, Johnson on the corners, great run stoppers in hand, and John Perella. The linebackers, Junior Seau, 8 consecutive Pro Bowls. Hill comes over from St. Louis, and Bush. And in the secondary, Terrence Shaw, Dimmery, Rodney Harrison will knock you into next week, and Michael Dumas. Second down 10 from the 34. Out of the offset eye for Indianapolis. Here's the handoff to the edge. And James goes backwards. Number 97, John Perella. We told you he can stop the run, and did on that play. A loss of 3.
There's a lot of things to try to have to stop. 3rd and long, you know they're going to throw the ball.
3rd down, 13. They need to get to the 44 for a first down. Dilger in motion. Manning passing from shortstop. Finds Edger and James leans forward and gets the first down. Gerald Dixon, the nickel linebacker, with the tackle, but it's a gain of 14 yards.
Now that's a matchup the Colts and Edger and James are going to have to win this year. Marshall Faulk, one of the greatest receivers coming out of the backfield. Edger and James and his pass routes, especially off of play action, they want him to be comfortable catching the ball, making some big plays in the passing game.
First down from the 45. Here's James. Stunner steps and leans forward, picks up to Ray Lee Johnson with the tackle. And a very interesting storyline for both of these teams. Edger and James trying to become the first player ever with 3 consecutive 100-yard games to start his career. However, this San Diego Chargers team, they haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 20 straight games.
And that is Junior Seau and his crew. And when you play the San Diego Chargers, you got to figure out where Junior Seau is. You got to point him out on the line. He's breaking through. He splits and gaps. You have got to find him.
Coming from the right side this time. Underneath, bobbled and caught Inside San Diego territory, E.G. Green, a gain of 11. Al Fontenot, Lou Bush pressuring Peyton Manning. And take a look at the back-to-back 100-yard games. First two NFL games in their career. Alan Amici, Earl Campbell, Billy Sims.
You grew up in Detroit.
That's right, he was my guy.
There you go.
And there's the edge underneath, Edgerrin James. First down 10, fourth overall selection out of Miami. Manning gives it to Edgerrin James around the left corner, turns it up. Positive yardage all the way to the 35-yard line, a gain of 7. Michael Dumas, the safety, with the tackle.
Gain of 7.
And Edgerrin James, third leading rusher in the NFL. First game at 112. Last week against New England, 118 yards rushing.
And we talked about finding Junior Seau out there, and Jim Moore, the coach of the Colts last night, told us there's a couple prevailing thoughts around the league. Either run away from Junior Seau or run right at him. And he said they've got a lot of plays out there to design to go right at Junior Seau today.
Second and 3. Seau lined up on the right end. Here he comes. Manning underneath, caught by Harrison at the 25. In front of Jimmy Spencer, a gain of 10.
Harrison. Down by number 22, Jimmy Spencer.
Offensive coordinator Tom Moore done a great job with Peyton Manning and this offense. Big play offense they have in Indianapolis nowadays. Seau picked up blitzing. Manning bails out, finds James, can't hold on. And Michael Dumas making the tackle, Junior Seau. A lot of pressure. And when we talked to Junior yesterday, he talked about finding gaps and just plugging up gaps, and it doesn't always mean that he's blitzing.
Well, all these defensive linemen have a single gap, and Junior Seau calls plays out there at linebacker position like the quarterback. He tells them, he reads run or pass, and he tells them what gap to rush in by the call, and he's coming in. He can come in the middle, he can come outside, and that's why you've always got to find him, and he could be stopped initially like he was there, but he keeps those legs churning, and he's going to be in the quarterback's space all day if he has his way.
Second and 10 from the 25. The clock winding down, and they didn't get it off in time.
Now, you know, the Colts, Gus, did a great job with that last week.
Offense, 5 yards, second down.
Bob McElwee, the referee, 24th year. He's done 2 Super Bowls.
And the Colts actually are running a silent snap count. We talked about that when you're on the road and you can't hear. So Peyton Manning right now in the huddle is calling either 2 runs or a pass. It's a check with me. He gets up to the line and calls that play. So you've got to break the huddle and get up there in time for him to read the defense and call the play.
Second down and 15 from the 30. First down marker is at the 15. James the lone setback. Here comes the blitz. And somebody moves.
Right side of the line, Gus, and that's what happens when you take too much time and you got to call the play and you got to read the defense. Your mind starts going a million miles a minute, and all of a sudden you jump.
And this will go against Indianapolis.
5 yards, second down.
Number 74, Waverly Jackson, the right guard.
Now you might wonder how he calls plays at the line of scrimmage when there's a lot of noise. The receivers outside can't hear Peyton Manning's voice. They've got hand signals for routes. So you've got to change that up as a quarterback, because otherwise every time you're signaling outside, people think it's a pass. Peyton's doing that right now.
Second down and 20 from the 35. Dilger in motion. 3 receivers set. Here comes Junior again. They dump it off. Dilger in the flats. Running, leans forward, gets to the 27-yard line. Rodney Harrison with the tackle. It's a gain of 8.
And Ken Dilger is going to have to be a threat in this offense, Gus. You've got the receivers threat outside. Ken Dilger dropped a big pass last week that turned into an interception. The Patriots eventually turned into a touchdown, dropped the first ball today. He's got to get some confidence, because teams are going to start giving up the middle of the field versus this Colts team. They're going to see a lot of 2-deep zone trying to hold up the wide receivers, and that's when the tight end's got to roll.
Now Jimmy Spencer is in at right corner in place of Terrence Shaw, who's out with an ankle injury. His status unknown right now. Rodney Harrison trying to blitz from the left corner, picked up by James. Here's Dilger, squares his shoulders. The big tight end leans in, gets inside the 20. Greg Jackson with the tackle. But it will not be enough for a first down.
Now the big tight end. I was bigger than the DBs. That was about it.
Vanderjagt in to attempt his second field goal. He's missed a 36-yarder. This from 35. And it's good. So the Colts get on the board first. Vanderjagt 35-yarder, and they lead it 3-0. 35-yard Mike Vanderjagt field goal gives the Colts a 3-0 lead. And look at this drive. 11 plays, 49 yards. And Brent, they ate up over 6 minutes. And normally teams don't hold the ball for 6 minutes against this San Diego defense.
But that actually plays into San Diego's hands. They want to shorten this game, Gus. They want to make the Colts drive the length of the field, keep those big plays from happening.
Bynum and Fletcher back deep. Here's Kenny Bynum inside his own 10 with the seam on the outside, and he is knocked out of bounds. Special teams tackle made by Steve Muhammad, a gain of 17. So coming up, let's see what Jim Harbaugh and company can do. They trail 3-0. Hey, that's Shamu.
We had a couple linemen that didn't look that svelte with the 49ers.
3-0 Indianapolis. Colts lead the Chargers. First and 10 from the 29 for San Diego. Natron Means running over the right side, and Natron all the way up to the 35-yard line. And the head coach of the Chargers, Mike Riley, his first year, 46 years old, came over from Oregon State. They were 5-6 last year. However, they beat Oregon 44-41 in double overtime, and they were 4 points away from a 7-4 season in a bowl game. And he is the guy that, to a man, everybody wants in this organization. Second down. 4. Means on the draw. Stood up at the line of scrimmage. He may have gotten one. Ellis Johnson plugging up the hole.
And Gus, you're going to see this San Diego Chargers offense kind of harken back to the old days of college basketball before there was a shot clock, the old four-corner stall. They want to take time off the clock in this game. Their strength is their defense. We talked before about making Indianapolis drive the length of the field, take 6 minutes off the clock, only got a field goal. This offense for San Diego needs to get a few first downs. They don't always have to go for the big play. They want to ball control it, take some of those opportunities for Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison to score big on them.
3rd and 5 from the 34. They need to get to the 39 for a first. Out of the shotgun, Jim Harbaugh underneath, incomplete. Intended for Terrell Fletcher, but he threw it behind him. Jason Belzer covering for the Colts.
Terrell Fletcher had a step on Jason Belzer in man-to-man coverage. It looked like Jim Harbaugh just threw a little bit behind him. He had a step or two coming up the flat route, and there was a lot of room to run outside the sideline had Fletcher turned the ball up.
So Darren Bennett, his first punt, 48 yards, stands at the 19. Wilkins back at the 20. High spiraling kick. Wilkins steps up, makes the catch, turns it up, gets to the 30-yard line. David Penn, the snapper, with the tackle. 43-yard punt, 7-yard return. 4:08 to go in the first quarter of play. Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones, and the Colts take over at their own 31-yard line. Edgerrin James, the lone setback. Harrison near side. E.G. Green far side. Manning passing on first down. Over the middle, incomplete. Michael Dumas got a hand on it, redirected the football. Now Monday on CBS, it's an all-new night. 4-receiver package now for Indianapolis. Seo on the blitz. Picked up. Dilger in the flats. Goes right through his hands one more time. And Lou Bush takes him down. And Dilger, he's shown a penchant for dropping balls already. Last week, we saw him drop a ball against New England that resulted in a New England turnover. A Colts turnover, rather.
And Gus, you're going to see a chance for blitz pick pressure up in there with John Brella.
3rd down and 10 from the 31. Manning again. Underneath. Oh, what a great catch by Harrison. First down, a one-hand grab. Right in front of Rodney Harrison. But Marvin with a gain of 16 and a first down.
And that was a spectacular grab. You're going to see Marvin Harrison come off the line, zone coverage. Peyton Manning thinks he's going to keep coming across the field. Marvin sits down in the hole, and comes out stretched out with one hand and brings that ball in. Spectacular grab. And those guys have been on the same page all year. That time they weren't. Marvin Harrison made Peyton Manning look good.
3 catches, 72 yards already. First down from the 47. Edger and James. James slicing through the San Diego defense. Gets inside, Chargers territory. Flag on the play. Eric Hill making the tackle.
Holding. Number 73. Offense. 10 yards. First down.
Right tackle Adam Meadows. Now in its 12th year of providing aerial coverage of sporting and special events, the MetLife blimp, Snoopy 2, brings you the aerial shots of today's San Diego-Indianapolis game.
That blimp,
we're doing pretty well.
Blimp likes us.
First down and a long 20. Manning drops it off. Marcus Pollard. Pollard runs towards the sideline, chopped down at midfield by Charles Dimmery.
Chargers running a little blitz there. The safety's got to get over and get to Marcus Pollard. He catches the ball right there in the flat. Peyton Manning, great job.
Makes it second down. 5 yards to go from the 48. Manning to the sideline. E.G. Green. Did he get both feet in? Yes, he did. Nice catch by E.G. in front of Charles Dimmery. A gain of 10 and a first down.
Gus, the catch is getting 2 feet in. E.G. Green, you get the 1 foot, he's going to drag the right foot. Perfect drag, the old toe drag. We've taught that all the time in San Francisco. It's a great way to not have to take that extra step. Just drag that toe across the line, 2 feet in, great catch.
5 catches, 61 yards last week for E.G. Green at a 100-yard game, their opener against Buffalo. He's out of Florida State. First down and 10 from the 37. Colts driving once again. Edger and James. And James tackled from behind. Gets over the 35-yard line. Junior Seau in the middle of that one as well. Along with Norman Hand.
And the Chargers think that if the Colts hold the ball long enough, they're going to create problems with either a big sack or a turnover, and they're playing right into their hands. They haven't given up the big play yet. They just can't give up touchdowns because the Chargers don't have the offense to come back and score 3 or 4 touchdowns on them.
Second down, 7 from the 33. Manning looking for Harrison. Touchdown! Marvin Harrison from Peyton Manning.
You're going to see Mark 3 times last week versus the Patriots. I know these Chargers watch the film. You can't let the guy be single covered.
Harrison now with 6 touchdowns this season. He's got 4 catches for 105 yards. Vanderjagt in to attempt the extra point, and it's good, and the Colts take a 10-0 lead.
Marvin Harrison just running right by Jimmy Spencer, and he just turns on the jets and goes. And that safety's got to be over the top.
Peyton Manning, he's thrown a touch. Manning to Marvin Harrison, and the Colts lead it 10-0. And the drive, 7 plays, 69 yards, and they held it for 249. And Marvin Harrison already off to the best start for a receiver in Colts history. Bynum from the 5. Stumbles ahead to the 25-yard line, a return of 20. Now don't forget, tonight on 60 Minutes, according
Cornerback going up against Marvin Harrison, big physical corner, and Jimmy Spencer's in there, and it didn't take long for the Colts to figure out, hey, let's test this guy and see what he's got.
So the Charger offense, they are going to have to do something. Here's Harbaugh underneath. Natron Means out of the backfield of the 30. Picks up 5 on the play. Andre Royal with the tackle. And last week, 266 total yards for the Chargers, but this team, the Indianapolis Colts, they had a great game in the first half against New England.
And Peyton Manning told us it's not about learning how to win on the road. They've got to learn how to not to lose.
Led the game 28-7 at halftime. Gave up 24 unanswered points in the second half to lose it 31-28. Freddie Jones, the tight end with the catch, tackled by Chad Cota. Gain of 9. That should take us to the end of the quarter.
And that's a mismatch the Chargers got to exploit today. We talked to Jim Harbaugh. I said, what matchup do you like? He said, Freddie Jones versus anybody. And he's the big tight end from the Chargers. Harbaugh thinks he's a Pro Bowl tight end all the way.
So that will be the end of the first quarter with the score. Indianapolis leads San Diego 10-0. We'll return to San Diego right after this message. And Indianapolis leads it 10-0. Gus Johnson and Brett Jones with you. And so far, the Indianapolis Colts are proving that they can score on virtually anybody, Brett. Right now, San Diego with the football. Their own 39. Jeff Graham in motion, play action, Harbaugh over the middle of Freddie Jones, and Jones wrestled down at the 44-yard line. Gus Johnson, Brett Jones with you once again, and as I mentioned, Indianapolis showing this explosive offense can do it pretty much against anybody they face.
It wasn't like they didn't see Marvin Harrison catch 3 touchdowns in the first half last week versus the Patriots. You've got to be ready for that, and they're just saying, hey, we're going to throw Marvin Harrison at you. You better cover him, and I think the Chargers better do that before their style of shortening the game and running out the clock on the offense is going to be out the window.
First down. And here's Natron Means running over the right side, getting tackled. Means goes down. Natron Means he kind of has a name like a superhero. Natron Means loves to run that football. Played in 10 games last year, and he's playing with an injured knee and an injured ankle. Had that knee drained earlier this week.
And he had the knee on one side and the ankle on the other, and he said it made for a heck of a walk on Monday and Tuesday.
Here's Natron. Didn't want to wear a brace. Wanted to wear the sleeve. You can't see whether that's a brace or a sleeve on his knee. Third down and 2 from the 48. Harbaugh wide open, caught. Reggie Davis inside the 10. He was wide open. The H-back. Tackled by Jason Belzer, the safety. Indianapolis territory. First and goal from the 7.
Watch Junior Seau here.
And Junior Seau, he's been lining up at tight end since the preseason. He has to check in when he gets in there.
And Gus, I think this ball steps in the way. And Junior was so excited about getting in the game and maybe catching a touchdown pass.
Second and goal from the 7. Draw play, Natron Means bottled up and ridden down at the 6. Cota in on the play along with Michael Barber and Bratsky.
Gus, the Chargers had a tough time last week in the red zone scoring touchdowns on offense. And when you get down here, the stretch that you have as wide receivers isn't there. That end zone, that end line of the end zone actually acts as a 12th man. You can't use your speed to get by people, so you've got to run within the distance that you have to the back line. And that's when a big tight end, Freddie Jones, or a big wide receiver, Michael Ricks, can come into play.
Confusion.
Might have an injured ankle. Injured ankle from kicking the football.
There's no replay request. Equipment malfunction. Third down.
Wise guy. Third down goal from the 6. Here comes the blitz. Harbaugh in the end zone, incomplete, and here comes a flag. It will go against Indianapolis. Freddie Jones, the intended receiver. Andre Royal covering him, and I believe he held on.
And they're all, and Jason Belzer's all over Freddie Jones, holding on to him, holding his arms. Freddie couldn't get his arms up to catch that ball because it looked like it would have been a touchdown.
We have 2 fouls against the defense. Personal foul number 28, 15-yard face mask will be declined. Pass interference in the end zone. Number 29 will be accepted. Put the ball on the 1-yard line, first down.
So instead of means the defense. Here's Nate Tron. And a very nice lead block.
Go block on there, and when you follow Big Raleigh, there's a whole lot of holes opening up.
John Carney in to attempt the extra point, and it's good. 11 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the first half of play. San Diego gets on the board. 1-yard touchdown run by Natron Means. Goals against Cincinnati. In their win, however, successful on that attempt. Carney sends it away. Payton from the 9. And Payton stumbles ahead at the 30-yard line. Flag on the play. Return of 21. Jimmy Spencer with the special teams tackle and holding against the Colts. So while they march it off, we'll take a break. 11:28 to go, second quarter, 10-7, Indianapolis. Adding the pass. Underneath, incomplete, intended for Pollard, and Dilger in the vicinity as well.
2 tight ends in the same spot. Somebody's wrong. Just point at the other guy. Say it wasn't me. At least for the television cameras, you can settle up after the game. There's Jim Mora. And Jim Mora, how about Gus told him yesterday he doesn't think this San Diego defense is as good as it was last year.
That's what he said.
He said they got Junior Seau, Rodney Harrison, who play like maniacs, and the other 9 guys have to play harder or else they'll be embarrassed.
Right now, the Colts leading at 10-7. Second down, 10 from the 19. Edgerrin James breaks it outside, nowhere to go. Strung out nicely, Junior Seau comes up and makes the tackle. Can't make it to the stadium, you can still get all.
So he's got to earn that respect.
6 defensive backs in now for San Diego. 3rd and 11 from the 18. They need to get to the 28 for first. Manning, Dilger, too high and incomplete. Rayleigh Johnson pressuring Peyton Manning.
And we said when you play the San Diego Chargers, and sooner or later, those guys are going to make a play.
Hunter Smith in the punt, back deep, Chris Penn. And it's blocked! Picked up! Touchdown! Darrell Lewis! Dumas with the block! Recovering it in the end zone. Blocks the punt. Darrell Lewis recovers it, and San Diego takes a 14-10 lead. All this coming from Dumas, a guy that missed 13 games last year, Brett, because of a knee injury, and they really didn't want him on the team this season.
Gus, they signed Darren Perry from the Pittsburgh Steelers, who July 31st decided to retire. And Michael Dumas is back in the starting role.
Coming up with a big play. Payton from the 5. And Payton wrestled down by Bynum. A 16-yard return for all 26. Hand off to Edgerrin James. James wrapped up by Sayal at the 28-yard line. Edgerrin James, it's been hard so far getting his yards. 7 carries for 11 yards.
And this San Diego defense talked about stopping the run, most important, and they actually can continue to try to shorten this game, keep the ball out of the hands of the Colts, long drives, and be able to have a 4-point advantage is a real bonus for them right now.
2nd and 7 from the 29. Inside, Marvin Harrison on the post gets all the way to the 45-yard line, and this guy is just so slick with his pass routes, and always able to find that little soft spot.
You're going to get burned big time.
Another 100-yard gain. 5 catches, 119 from the 43. Manning to E.G. Green, incomplete. Threw it behind him. Rodney Harrison there defensively.
It looks like we might have a hole here on the Colts.
So here's a question for you, Brent. Lines up on the left side, and he's guarding Harrison. 1st down and 20 from the 33. Look at the penalty yard, all one-sided. Harrison in motion. Manning. Incomplete. Mix-up on the route. Harrison, the intended receiver, dragging across the field. Rodney Harrison right in front of him.
Yeah, now that's the one time on crossing routes like that you can get 2 guys in the same area because they're kind of trying to set a pick, make a guy run around, and there's that official that sits right in the middle of the field there, so you can get him. And I saw Rodney Harrison looking at Marvin Harrison, and he was coming up open that Marvin caught the ball. That's the time where he says, hey, I'll give him that 5 yards, but I'm going to give him a little forearm too.
Makes it 2nd down and 20 from the 33. Manning's numbers, they need to get to the 47 for a first. Peyton Manning down the field, incomplete. Peyton, the intended receiver, guarded by Dimry. Now Monday on CB2 to go, 2nd half of play. San Diego leads Indianapolis 14-10. San Diego limiting the Colts to 2 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. It's 3rd and 20 from the 33. Manning down the seam, and it's caught. Not enough for a 1st down. Payton with the reception, a gain of 19, and he'll be a half-yard shot.
And Jerome Payton has got to know if he's going to come across, he's got to get 1 more yard. You can't come across and dive for the ball and be a yard short.
Smith had his last punt attempt blocked by Michael Dumas. Chris Penn back at the 10. Got this one away. Wobbly kick. Penn allows it to go over his head. And it is touchback.
Yeah, it hit the line, Gus.
And the official on the goal line hesitated in making the decision. Number 102. Monty Montgomery. 7:52 to go. Back in a moment. Chargers lead the Colts. Mike Riley's team ahead once again, looking for his 2nd career win. Play action, Harbaugh throwing, just dumps it. Complete. Closest man to the football is Graham.
The end zone with savvy special teams players picking up that ball and running while the offensive team is standing around.
2nd down and 10 from the 20. Slant back caught. Ryan still over the 30, all the way up to the 35-yard line. Tyrone Poole with the tackle, but it's a gain of 15.
Graham's name and big Michael Ricks, 6'5" wide receiver. He's got to get those guys some catches, get them involved in the flow of the game.
1st down from the 35. Natron Means following his blocks. Means over the 40 to the 41. Cornelius Bennett with the tackle, a gain of 6.
And that is all experience, Gus, because you saw Natron Means sit there, was patient. He followed his big blockers. You see so many young guys in this league abandon their blockers too early, and they're getting caught up for no gain or negative yardage. Natron Means stays right by the big guys. He knows what's going on.
Last time he took on this Colts team, he had 131 yards rushing on 31 carries, week 5 of last year. So far, 19 yards rushing. 2nd and 4 from the 41. Freddie Jones lines up at tight end on the right side. Natron goes over that side, lowers the boom, and gets to the 43-yard line. Now the MetLife blimp, Snoopy 2, is cruising the skies of San Diego to provide aerial coverage of today's Chargers-Colts game. Snoopy 2, get met, it pays. Go, 3rd down and 1 from the 44-yard line. Double tight ends. McCrary the motion man. Natron, 1st down. Cornelius Bennett with the stop, but Natron Means picks up 12. Good block by Aaron Taylor, the left guard.
And you can't let Natron Means get into the flow of the game, and that was all about tight end Freddie Jones sealing the defensive end. You can't just relax when Fletcher's in there, and this good running attack, the Chargers now is going to really set up their play action game. They felt like against the zone blitz, they could hit some deeper holes off of play action today.
2nd and 4 from the 38. Play fake, Harbaugh sets up, going down the sideline for Graham, incomplete. Tyrone Poole squatting right on the play.
And you know the Colts are happy to have Tyrone Poole back. Missed the game last week with a deep thigh bruise. Steve Muhammad, rookie, filled in admirably, but toward the end of the game he cramped up, and that's what happens with these rookies. You get an injury with a veteran, and rookie guys not used to coming in and playing a whole game. That's your suck and win. You get cramps and those things, and Tyrone Poole is a playmaker on the defensive side of the ball.
3rd down 4 from the 38. Chargers need to get to the 34 for 1st down. 4-receiver package. Harbaugh tried to sneak it ahead. Not sure if that was a busted play or not. Sean King with the tackle.
You know what? That's a call by the quarterback, and he saw that middle wide open. The problem was Jim Harbaugh, you'll see, starts a little.
Joe Bugel, the offensive line coach, talking to Harbaugh right now. Former architect of the Hogs in Washington. Darren Bennett stands at the 46. Wilkins back deep at the 10. End over end, Aussie kick. Takes a bounce. Down at the 1. 37-yard kick. Kenny Bynum downs it. David Benn also in on that play, the snapper. So the Colts backed up 1st down at their own 2, and a timeout San Diego. 3-yard line. They hand it off straight ahead. James spins. Wrestled down by Junior Seau.
Thus far, the San Diego Chargers have controlled Edgerrin James, and we saw the Colts offense come out last week against the Patriots. They put on a clinic. By the end of the game, they were ready to check into one.
So far, take a look at those numbers.
Look at those 2nd quarter yards for the Indianapolis Colts.
Manning rolling in his own end zone. Fires down the field, throws it away. E.G. Green, closest man to the football. John Perella with pressure.
Colts love to run that stretch play and the play action off it, but that's a dangerous play action pass deep in your own end zone.
Down at 9 from the 3. They need to get to the 12 for a 1st down. Manning out of the gun. Play clock winding down. They got it off. Snapped it into the end zone. A safety. Unbelievable. We saw this happen last week in New England, and the Colts still haven't rectified the problem.
And Gus, that was all Junior Seau. He came from outside trying to time the snap right over center Larry Moore. Larry Moore looked up. He was nervous seeing Junior coming.
They punt it away from the 20. Bryant still all the way up to the 45-yard line. And with 2:45 to go in the first half of play, San Diego with an opportunity to put more points on the board. They lead at 16-10.
Because when you punt on a free kick, you're looking for hang time. You're looking for the coverage to get down there. And they didn't get any hang time on that punt, and it was short, a little wobbly. You might have wanted to have gone to a kickoff, although Mike Vanderjagt's kickoff have been coming 10 yards short of the end zone here the first couple weeks. So darned if they do, darned if they don't there.
San Diego takes over from their own 45. Jim Harbaugh under center. Play action. Harbaugh steps up and dumps it away. And Natron Means now is noticeably limping on that right leg.
And one thing, Gus, we haven't talked about is this zone blitz of the Colts. San Diego Chargers have done a good job picking it up. When we talked to Jim Harbaugh, he said, Joe Bugle. I trust Joe Bugle and our smart offensive lineman, because this offensive line gave up 4 sacks versus the Bengals last week, and the Cincinnati defensive front was all over Jim Harbaugh. They've really had a good first half here today protecting their quarterback.
Harbaugh 5 of 11, 80 yards. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Means. Natron pounding forward, gets close to midfield, tackled at the 49-yard line. And on the play, Tito Hooten and Ellis Johnson. And to recap it for you, Colts got on the board with a 35-yard Vanderjagt field goal, followed by a 33-yard touchdown from Manning to Harrison to take a 10-0 lead. However, San Diego came back. Natron Means a 1-yard run. Then Michael Dumas blocked a punt, and it was recovered by Darrell Lewis in the end zone. 16-10. Chargers lead the Colts. 2 minutes to go in the second half, in the second quarter of play rather, and the timeouts remaining. Indianapolis with 3 and San Diego with 2. So a big 3rd down and 6 here for the Colts defense. They'd like to give the ball back to Peyton Manning and company. And the Chargers spread it out, 4 receivers out of the shotgun. Harbaugh. Incomplete, intended for Freddie Jones, the tight end, and he was covered by Cornelius Bennett.
And that Chargers offensive line did a good job once again of picking up that zone blitz. Everybody was picked up. Harbaugh had a time, just threw it a little wide. Freddie Jones had a step on his man out there. Those are the plays that you got to have. They catch that and convert the first down. Then all of a sudden, they can run off the rest of the clock and try to score.
So Darren Bennett standing at the 34. Wilkins back deep at the 10. High spiraling kick. Wilkins makes the catch inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Now don't forget, coming up on the NASDAQ halftime report, Jim Craig
million. Craig James says, yeah, big deal. I made more than that in college at SMU.
Nicely done. Manning looking for Pathan, and he throws it behind him. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Colts with 221 total yards in the first half. And look at the numbers for Edgerrin James. 8 carries, 13 yards. He's had back-to-back 100-yard games in his first 2 starts against Buffalo and New England.
He's really worn down defenses in the second half. I wouldn't count the young guy out yet.
Dilger in motion. 2nd and 10. Manning dumps it off. Edgerrin James. And James over the 15 to the 17-yard line. Rodney Harrison with the tackle. A gain of 9.
Solid call by Tom Moore right there. Running that little middle screen when you're getting a lot of pressure. Take some of the pressure off. Run that screen where nobody is.
Hurry up offense. Manning leans forward to get the first down. Now they call the timeout.
And there's Tom Moore, and you've got to love the aggressiveness of Tom Moore. Backed up at their own 8-yard line, less than 2 minutes to go, and they're going after it. They want points on the board before halftime, and on the road, there's not a lot of teams that will do that. Tom Moore been around the league, 13 successful years in Pittsburgh, had some success in Minnesota and Detroit, and second year here with the Colts, and that offense is really developing, and it's night and day between last year and this year. A lot of confidence on this Colts team.
Matter of fact, after 11 games last year, after 4 games last year, Peyton Manning had already thrown 11 interceptions.
He talked to us about how the game really slowed down the second 8 games. It was so coming at him so fast, nobody seemed open the first part of the season.
First down from the 20. Manning, quick fire, caught. Harrison, chopped down from behind by Rodney Harrison, but he gets it all the way up to the 33, a gain of 12.
Now that's an interesting matchup, having Rodney out there on Marvin, trying to get a little aggressive on line of scrimmage with Marvin Harrison.
No huddle. Manning again, incomplete. Far side of the field. Dilger in motion. Sayao on the blitz. They dump it inside. Knocked away at the last minute by Charles Demry. Great play by the 12-year veteran. Pathan, the intended receiver.
And Charles Demry knows he can play tighter coverage when that blitz is coming, because the quarterback's not going to have more than 3 steps and a couple seconds to get rid of that ball, so you can afford to play tight coverage.
Caught by Harrison, out of bounds at the 47. Nice catch, nice throw by Peyton Manning.
And great job by Marvin Harrison. When your quarter...
On the draw play, James with running roll. Edger and James all the way up to the 40-yard line. A gain of 12, and Tom Moore wants a timeout. Michael Dumas with the tackle, 31 seconds to go. And don't forget,
called the whisper pick. He'd kind of throw something wild out there, like the Colts are going to beat the 49ers, and then all of a sudden
it would almost happen.
Almost happened.
Jets go 0-3 this year already. They lose to Washington at home 27-20, and Denver losers on the road in Tampa. So the two teams that played in the AFC Championship game a year ago start the year 0-3.
And how about my St. Louis Rams?
They're your St. Louis
35-7
They're
over
your
the Atlanta
St. Louis
Falcons.
Rams. How about that?
I just recognized early that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with this year.
First down 10 from the 41. E.G. Green in motion. Manning, quick slam. Harrison with the catch, wrapped up by Jimmy Spencer. With 25 seconds to go, a gain of 7. Here's the hurry up. Rodney Harrison gets over the line. And Manning, this is Edger and James. James down at the 35-yard line. Fumbled the snap. Peyton Manning fumbled the snap, and somehow it lucked up right into Edger and James's hands.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Peyton Manning wasn't going to spike that ball. The ball just, I don't know if that's a call. Now, if you want to make a double move, they're setting up a double move. Maybe run a slant and have that safety come flying out of the middle and go right by him. They might be setting it up, but otherwise, I don't know why you'd run a slant down here. You got to get the ball down, not only in field goal position, but get a couple shots at that end zone.
Colts out of timeouts, and they want their field goal kicker to be able to have another opportunity. Mike Vanderjagt is...
That ball thrown on the ground, or else we're going to lose the time this half. Only 12 seconds left.
So what do you do here? You have to go for the end zone, right?
I'd say a double move, or you got to go on the sideline, into the end zone or sideline, because you won't get a playoff in the middle of the field.
Manning, sideline, almost intercepted. Whoa, number 26, Darrell Lewis, had both mitts on the ball, but couldn't hold on. Now here comes Mike Vanderjagt. Yarder, 53 is his career long.
And he's going to have to drive it, Gus. He was getting under the ball in the warm-ups. He's going to have to drive it, keep it low and long.
Steve Walsh, the holder. It's up. No good. Picked up in the end zone. Harrison, Rodney Harrison. All the way up to the 40-yard line.
And what a hit.
Last year, Aaron Glenn, I believe, ran one back against the Colts for the Jets.
Yeah. Colts were falling asleep right there. Only 3 or 4 guys knew what was going on. They're lucky Rodney Harrison got tripped up because there was nobody there.
That's the end of the first half with the score. The Chargers lead the Colts 16-10. Coming up on the NASDAQ Halftime Report, Jim Nantz will get you caught up on all the scores and highlights from today's action. Colts making mistakes and the Chargers, Brent, being able to capitalize.
Gus, going on the road and making mistakes, they're amplified when you play on the road. And the Indianapolis Colts found that out the hard way last week versus the Patriots. And they've got to come out here in the second half, hold on to the ball, make some plays on special teams. You can't have guys coming free and blocking punts. You can't be missing field goals when you get the opportunities. Those things all come back to haunt you when you're on the road.
So Michael Dumas blocked the punt, recovered by Darrell Lewis. Also, Larry Moore snapped the ball out of the end zone, resulting in a safety. And the Chargers go up on top of the Colts. And the Chargers get the ball to start the second half of play. Here's Bynum from the 10. Bynum over the 30 up to the 34-yard line. A return of 24 yards. And the numbers in the first half of play. What jumps out at you, Brent?
How about those passing yards? 252 for the Colts, only 80 for the Chargers. Yet the only thing that matters, Gus, the score. Total yards, Colts are dominating. Time of possession, Colts even have the edge. The Chargers have forced the Colts into mistakes, and we know it's all about mistakes when they're significant.
I like your four corners offensive philosophy.
It's working for them.
Now, if you're a real sports fan, tell me who came up with the four corners.
Old Kentucky coach.
Oh, you are killing me. Play action, Harbaugh. Pump faked, incomplete. Guy by the name that used to coach at North Carolina made it pretty famous.
Great Dean Smith.
The great Dean Smith, exactly right.
Yeah, way to set me up.
Now, we are the home of college basketball. You're going to have to know all that stuff.
I know that we're the home. Wait till the off season, and I start hitting you up for some tickets. You'll know I know.
So second down and 10 for San Diego. Their offense hadn't looked that good. However, they haven't hurt themselves. From the 34-yard line, Freddie Jones, the motion man, lines up on the right side. Natron. Means stopped by Burris, but he gets over the 35 to the 37, picks up 3.
And you mentioned the Chargers offense not looking that good. They don't have to look that good. This defense, the #1 defense in the National Football League last year, can win games for you. In fact, this offense just has to steer the ship.
Wasn't that like Jim Mora's offense when he was down in New Orleans?
Exactly, Gus. We used to play against the Saints, and Jim Mora used to try to beat us every game 17-14, and it used to frustrate the heck out of you. There was never a lot of points scored, played with great defense, and now he's having it being done to him today.
Third down and 7 from the 37. Harbaugh underneath, caught, first down. 81 is Jeff Graham. A gain of 9, first down, came over from Philly. As a free agent, Tyrone Poole with the tackle.
Saying the veteran leadership that Jeff Graham provides at wide receiver position and Jim Harbaugh at quarterback position is really going to be the difference for the Chargers this year.
First down from the 45. Slant pattern again, and it's caught in front of Poole. This time, Brian Still. He was the starter at wide receiver 1 year ago. Started off really well, but as the season went on, he started to wear down a bit, and Jeff Graham now starts in place of him.
And this Chargers offensive line has really stepped up, did a great job the last couple plays. Harbaugh going back 3 steps the last play, 5 the play before, and they've done a great job picking up that zone blitz. These guys really are on top of their game this week.
Terrell Fletcher bounces it outside. Still running. Fletcher, nice cutback, gets inside the 40-yard line. Jason Belzer with the tackle, but a gain of 8 yards for the scat back.
And scat is exactly what he did. And those are the things that haunt you in a film session on Monday. You don't want to go into the film and see yourself missing a big tackle against a running back.
On the 37, inside handoff, Natron Means. And stopped by Burris. Natron Means, though, gets to the 33 before being tackled by Jeff Burris, the former Buffalo Bill out of Notre Dame.
And this is exactly how the Chargers wanted to come out. They've got a 5-step drop, a 3-step drop. They've got Fletcher running outside. They got Means running inside. And they're starting to have it all kind of come together for them. That's what the running game does for them. And then they really feel like they can hit some play action pass plays off this running game because the Colts are going to start playing the run.
Already over 3 minutes and 20 seconds on this drive. Up to 33. Harbaugh. He can run it. Harbaugh tackled from behind. Great play. Jeff Burris tried to swipe that ball out of there, but Jim Harbaugh held on.
You know, as a veteran quarterback, and you're back that, and he got it tucked away just in time. When you break that pocket, put that ball down. You don't want it up by your ear anymore.
3rd down and 8 from the 35. Chargers need to get to the 27.5 for first. Fletcher, Means in the backfield with Harbaugh out of the gun. Harbaugh with time, steps up, look at the legs. Jimmy Harbaugh, first down, Chargers. A gain of 11.
Have Jim Harbaugh being back there at the quarterback position, the smarts that he brings to the position, the veteran savvy and leadership.
From the 23, first down. Natron Means. Look at the quick feet. And he hops, gets close to the 20. Also with quick feet in New York, Jimmy Nance. Jeff Fisher and what he's done with that team, he has to be really excited. New stadium. Although his quarterback Steve McNair went down, Neil O'Donnell coming in. They have a chance to go 3-0. 2nd down and 8 from the 21. Strong play again. Natron Means. Nowhere to go this time. Mark Thomas. And let's talk about the AFC Central. Take a look at the standings. 2 undefeated teams, Jacksonville, Tennessee, playing each other today. Pittsburgh getting throttled by Seattle, Baltimore beating Cleveland, Cincinnati losers, and Cleveland losing to Baltimore.
Well, and I think that monsoon really plays into Tennessee's hands. Jacksonville likes to throw the ball, get Mark Brunell going, and I hated playing in torrential downpours. You couldn't hold on to the ball, the quarterback couldn't throw it, and really starts to wreak havoc on your offense.
Over a 6-minute drive right now for San Diego. From the 22, Harbaugh forced out of the pocket, flags on the play, got it away and incomplete. Let's see. Holding against the Chargers.
Well, they've been getting some good protection. Sooner or later, the zone blitz, you're going to have to hold somebody.
Number 70, offense. 10 yards, 3rd down.
19 now for San Diego. From the 32, they need to get to the 14-yard line for a first. Harbaugh down the field. Graham with the catch. Incomplete, they call it. He didn't hang on.
It looked like he was juggling it, Gus, right there at the very end.
And they may review this one. Just last year in Philly. Touchdown last week against Cincinnati. Brings on John Carney. He's hit 8 of his last 9 field goals against the Colts. And a timeout has been called by the Chargers. 8:32 to go, 3rd quarter of play. Chargers trying to put more points on the board. They lead 16-10. He's in so far 4 for 4, hit 4 last week against Cincinnati. His career long is 54 yards. This, a 50-yarder.
He was hitting from here in pregame warmups, Gus. He was good from 56.
It's up at the distance, and he nailed it.
That would have been good from 56.
Maybe from 60. Welcome back to Qualcomm Stadium, San Diego, California. Beautiful day, and the home team playing well, up 19-10. Gus Johnson, Brent Jones with you. 8:26 to go in the 3rd quarter of play. This is Wilkins from the 6. Ahead up to the 30-yard line. Special teams tackle made by Kenny Bynum. He's been everywhere on special teams today. So coming up, Peyton Manning will try to get this Colts offense going. 10. Chargers lead the Colts, 8:18 to go, 3rd quarter. The MetLife Blimp Snoopy 2 is teamed up with CBS Sports to provide you with this bird's eye view of today's NFL matchup. And this beautiful look at Qualcomm Stadium. First down and 10 for the Colts from the 30. Edgerrin James cuts back, stacked up, driven backwards. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. And why have the Chargers been so successful limiting Edgerrin James's opportunities?
Well, we're talking about a team that only gave up 2.7 yards per rush last year. They were the #1 defense, and they are come in and stuff the run, and they're doing a heck of a job thus far this afternoon.
Peyton Manning underneath Harrison, stutter step, frees himself. Marvin Harrison, once again, with feline quickness, gets over the 40-yard line to the 42. It is a gain of 11 yards. Michael Dumas, the safety, with the hit. And so far, Harrison, 9 catches, 165 yards and a touchdown. He looks like a guy you used to play with.
He sure does.
A guy named Rice. From the 43, E.G. Green in motion. Manning. Underneath, E.G. with the catch, goes down quickly. Michael Dumas with the hit.
And the Chargers are going to give up that short route and force the Colts to drive the length of the field. And we've talked about that, but time is in the Chargers' favor. They wanted to shorten this game. They've done that today. They've done a great job. Harrison has all those yards, and had you thrown those stats out prior to the game, you said, oh, the Colts are going to blow them away. But that's not the way it's gone.
Only 1 touchdown. Second down and 4 from the 48. Somebody jumped off sides. Manning goes down. Number 99, Rayleigh Johnson. He started before everybody. And he will be flagged.
Defense unabated to the quarterback. 5 yards.
Log on to CBS, to the NFL.
Did a great job of stuttering the count there. I heard his voice, and Rayleigh Johnson heard his voice, jumped offside. So the fans right now aren't making enough noise, believe it or not, ahead 19-10 to keep the Colts using that silent count.
Very disciplined Chargers team so far. 2 penalties. 15. Incomplete, intended for Harrison. Rodney Harrison in the vicinity. The 2 Harrisons going at it today.
Let him not have to pay. So I don't think he ever had to pay it.
Or maybe he eased up on you the next time he faced you. Here's Manning in trouble. Incomplete, flag on the play, sitting at the 45-yard line. Somebody may have jumped off sides.
Looked like Eric Hill, number 54, got his foot across the line of scrimmage.
Offside, number 54, defense, 5 yards, second down.
Second down and 5 from the 42. Short drop, Manning, Harrison, great grab. Tackled by Rodney Harrison, all fingertips. Now, does that classify as going across the middle?
That does, because when he runs that slant route, Rodney Harrison thinks it's going to be a knockout. And, you know, they've run that slant a couple times, and Rodney's been all over it. Watch out for the slant go.
First down from the 32. Here's the reverse. Marvin Harrison gets outside and is cut down on the sidelines by Rodney Harrison. Marvin Harrison earning his money. Fight last night, a great fight. Shane Mosley moving up to the welterweight division. 10th round knockout. He's going to give De La Hoya and Trinidad a run for their money. Manning setting up, looks backside. Edgerrin James over the shoulder, incomplete.
Peyton Manning took a hit from Rayleigh Johnson on that play, flat on his back. Peyton had told us about working some play hits. That was a friendly tackle.
Third down and 6 from the 28. Colts need to go to the 22.5 for a first. Here comes everybody. Harrison, short of the first down. So Mike Vanderjagt will come on and look to bring the Colts to within 1 score if he can nail the field goal.
And Gus, it's a little tougher for a kicker kicking off the dirt down there. They're on the right hash, and it's just not deep enough. If the ball was back 3 or 4 more yards, Mike Vanderjagt could be kicking off of the grass, but he's kicking off the dirt. Mike Vanderjagt is a big man. He's 6'5". That big old leg of his is like swinging a Big Bertha. The rest of the kickers are using a pitching wedge.
42-yard attempt. And perfect. 42-yarder.
Just like my Big Bertha, right down the middle.
You've never been that straight. 4:13 to go. 19-13 Chargers. To go in the third quarter of play. Chargers lead it 19-13. Hunter Smith kicking off for Indianapolis. Kenny Bynum, Terrell Fletcher back deep. This will be Bynum from the 7. Upended, gets to the 20-yard line. Special teams tackle made by number 47, Billy Austin. (13) Chargers lead the Colts. 4:04 to go in the third.
And there's a classy man, super fella, owner of the San Diego Chargers, Alex Spanos.
First down from the 20. Natron Means lowering his head and gets to the 24-yard line. Very interesting statistic for both teams, Brett. No turnovers.
Very significant, Gus, for the San Diego Chargers. The block, punt, and safety from the Colts, as they don't go into the column as turnovers, but they're just as big. Natron Means getting up in there is really, really impressive, because these Colts said that they wanted to stop him. And he's used to seeing a lot of 8-man fronts. He says he feeds his pads to the 8th man.
Second down and 6 from the 24. Harbaugh underneath. Freddie Jones dropped it. And they call him down at the 35-yard line. Now they say it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah. One official called him down with a completed pass, and the other came running in, waving it off. Freddie Jones has got to be consistent. We talked about Jim Harbaugh saying he should be a Pro Bowl tight end, but
Jason Belzer, the safety, made the hit.
And they're waving the red flag on the Chargers sideline for something.
There's Sid Brooks. Sid Brooks, the trainer, the equipment manager rather, is waving that red flag. He's getting ready to retire this year after 27 seasons in San Diego as the Chargers equipment manager. There's Sid right there. He had that flag and he shoves it back into his pocket. And now 27 years with the Chargers. So let's see.
Now, Gus, it's got to be indisputable evidence to overrule the call on the field. Look pretty indisputable to me. The only thing that's going to come into question, Gus, is if they think that when he rotated the ball into his left hand up against his side, if he was juggling it.
And the replay once again. Freddie Jones making the grab. And they said it was a catch. Knee down, ball intact.
You know, if there's anything I know about, it's what's a catch and what's not. I might not know what a block is, but I know what a catch is.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what
the satellite
say.
man.
That's right, I was surprised. In a gain of 11 yards. Tight game like this, you're happy you didn't lose your timeout, so the Chargers were pretty specific about being right on that one.
Jones with 3 catches so far, 25 yards. First down now. Natron Means the lone setback. Natron nicked up, cracked up, slammed down by Ellis Johnson. Now let's check in on that Tennessee-Jacksonville game. Here's Jim Nance. All right, Jim, Aaron Beasley, the guy that came out of West Virginia. They loved to pick on him last year, but has started to really develop as a fine cornerback for Coach Coughlin. Second down, 12 from the 33. middle, incomplete. Jones, the intended receiver. That time, Mark Thomas was there.
Yeah, how about defensive end Mark Thomas covering Freddie Jones? You think that's a mismatch?
Ends too much.
No, Mark Thomas
You're
used to go
underestimating these defensive linemen.
Mark Thomas was with me in San Francisco. He used to try to run with me down the field every once in a while.
Third down at 12 from the 33. Chargers 4 of 9 on third down conversions. Harbaugh goes for the home run. Graham knocked away, incomplete.
And
Tito Wooten came over and made the breakup. Tyrone Poole covering.
Jeff Graham had Tyrone Poole beat early. Could have been a huge play for the San Diego Chargers.
Garrett Bennett, wobbly kick short. Wilkins comes up, makes it on the run, and is smashed at the 41-yard line. 33-yard punt, 9-yard return. Gerald Dixon, special teams. Chargers leading it 19-13. Colts, though, with good field position at their own 40. First down. Manning changes the play. James Smith goes down. Junior Seau once again.
The rest of the week, he said this team really responded, but they're still 6 points down.
Second down and 9 from the 42-yard line. Seau on the blitz, picked up. Manning down the field for Payton. Incomplete. Charles Dimry standing right on it. Between the receiver and the ball.
And Charles Dimry has been in Jerome Payton's back pocket all day. Payton has not been able to get any stretch versus him. He hasn't been
Burned for 6 touchdowns one year, but he's still in the league, and this is his 12th season.
And it was unbelievable. I saw the poor kid get embarrassed very early in his career, and he's fought back and have a long NFL career.
Third and 9, Manning again. And incomplete. Harrison dropping it. Rodney Harrison breaking it up. Not known as a cover guy, but a nice job there.
And that's the only thing missing from this Chargers defense.
Hunter Smith from the 25. Spiraling kick. Ben lets it go, takes a bounce, and angles out of bounds at the 20. Tuesday on CBS, it's an all-new episode. Jim Harbaugh with the ball at his own 22. Slant pattern caught by Graham at the 30. Gain of 8. Tyrone Poole covering.
The Chargers have done a good job of mixing it up, getting some run, getting some Natron Means, getting some Terrell Fletcher, getting the ball out to the tight ends and the backs. And they're doing a great job of using the clock like we've talked about all game. Jim Harbaugh's been getting some good protection. You know, Peyton Manning's been getting rushed, been getting blitzed. And those defensive backs of the San Diego Chargers have been all over the receivers for the Colts other than Marvin Harrison.
Harbaugh again. Caught. Tackle. And Jeff Graham gets up quickly. But another great grab, this time for 13 yards. Jason Belzer delivered the wood on him there. Third quarter with the score. The San Diego Chargers lead the Indianapolis Colts 19-13. We'll return to San Diego right after this message and a word from your local station. The scoring by quarters. 16 big points for the Chargers in the second quarter, each team with 3 in quarter number 3. Harbaugh passing. Bounces out of the pocket, chased. Nobody close to the ball.
And Gus, once you leave the pocket, you can throw the ball away. It's not intentional grounding. And fool. Why?
You're protecting the quarterbacks too much. He's not throwing the ball to anybody.
Hey, have you seen how many quarterbacks we've lost in the league this year?
It is a contact sport. Second down and 10 from the 43. This time, Harbaugh rolling out. Threw it even worse this time.
Didn't want to throw it good. And you know, the funny thing is, all week, We hear about the San Diego Chargers linemen. They want to run the ball. We want to run it. We want to run it. And that's their name. They held or they gave up a big sack. These guys are smarter than they look.
Spoken like a true former lineman. 3rd down and 10 from the 43. Harbaugh. Lot of running room. Flags on the play. And Harbaugh goes down, tackled by number 47, Billy Austin, a gain of 6.
Just what I was saying.
This may prove your theory, partner.
Right now they're going, can't we run the dang ball?
Number 70, offense. The penalty will be declined. 4th down.
They declined the penalty, so I won't even mention Von.
So that brings on. Joe Bugle not very happy about that.
Yeah, at least make an effort to block him. The old tackle trick. Sometimes referees don't see that one.
Wilkins back at the 10. Bennett punting his 6th punt of the game. This one has that Aussie backspin on it. Takes a bounce forward. Oh, look at this. And it bounces and ends at the 17-yard line. 35-yard punt, no return. 4th quarter, Chargers lead by 6. Gus Johnson, Brett Jones with you. 2nd straight week. The Colts offense, they have kind of slowed down in the 2nd half.
Yeah, and Peyton Manning told us this team has got to learn how to play 60 minutes. He said they've been playing 2 halves. A lot of the times last year, early this season, he said we have to put a whole game together, and it sounds trite, but we've got to play 60 minutes, not 2 halves.
From the 17. Manning steps up, fires, finds his tight end. Great stiff arm by Dilger, and he goes down at the 35-yard line. He just wiped out Rodney, making Michael Dumas with the stiff arm. And he's hurt.
Looks like he's holding his left arm, Gus. And that's what the big man's capable of doing, taking that ball underneath and stiff arming and getting upfield. He just has to get nothing.
14:06 to go in 4th quarter. Ken Dilger getting his neck checked out on the sideline. 1st down, 10 from the 34 for the Colts. And off James with running room. Entering James up to the 45. Flags on the play. Looks like a face mask penalty.
I was just going to say, nice tackle by Charles Jimmery because there was some big open space out there for Edgerrin James to run. But he got his hand.
1st down.
Gus, big 15-yarder. That's when you get your hands up there and you keep it up there, and it's intentional. You know, sometimes your hand slips up there during the course of the play. If you bring it up, they're going to only call a 5-yarder on you. Charles Jimmery kept it up there, gave it a little yank, and that's 15 yards, and that's exactly what the San Diego Chargers don't want to do, give up an extra 15 yards at this point.
So in a couple of plays, the Colts with the ball at the San Diego 40-yard line. 1st down, 3-receiver package. Dumps it off to James, incomplete. James upset with himself, took his eye off that one. Thinking about running before he caught the ball.
Thinking about Junior Seau about 3 yards in front of him, waiting to smack him right when he did catch the ball. Those things do happen, and young guys, those mistakes are going to happen, and that's why they worked with him a lot on his routes and catching the ball out of the backfield, and those things will come. It's a lot to digest for a rookie.
2nd down, 10 from the 40.
Peyton Manning pointing out to Edgerrin James who to block or where to run.
Pollard in motion. Here comes Junior. Picked up. Manning rolls. Down the sideline. Edgerrin James with the catch in traffic. James still on his feet and taken down at the 27 by Rodney Harrison. A gain of 13. 1st down, Indianapolis.
Real nice. And being on the tackle.
Mom, Julie James, along with Edgerin's daughter. 1st down from the 27. James underneath. Oh, he dropped it again. Tried to break it back. Incomplete pass. Junior Seau covering. And look at the pass distribution today.
And that's very important for Peyton Manning, especially to establish early in the season. Marvin Harrison was a big part of the offense, and he still is today. But you've got to get these other guys involved. Dilger, Edgerrin catching the ball out of the backfield, E.G. Green, Jerome Pathan before the season's over is going to have a big impact. Marcus Pollard caught some big balls last week. And you can't just keep going to Marvin Harrison all the time, or teams are going to take him away.
They flood the left side of the field with 3 receivers. Here comes the corner blitz. Incomplete. Number 26 came charging, Darrell Lewis. And he got in there on Peyton Manning. Forced him to throw it early.
One of the things that Mike Riley said, the most impressive thing actually about Peyton Manning is his quick release. And Ty Law found out about that quick release last week. Patriots, Marvin Harrison catching 3 touchdowns first half.
First down marker is at the 17. Manning caught. Pathan leans forward, first down at the 11. They needed 10, got 15. Jimmy Spencer with the tackle.
And Gus, that's what we talked about. We got to get some more balls.
Ethan last year, the second leading rookie receiver in the NFL, behind Randy Moss at 50 catches, but was outworked during the preseason by E.G. Green and supplanted as the starter at wide receiver.
And Gus, Rodney Harrison's limping off, and I can't tell if it's his ankle, if he's cramping.
Greg Jackson replaces him. First down from the San Diego 12. Play fake. Manning rolls out. Manning runs it himself. Touchdown. Peyton Manning. 12 yards.
Roundabout way, they took advantage of Rodney Harrison being out on the sideline.
And Peyton Manning never tucked the football, Brent. He was a double threat until the moment he basically stepped into the end zone. Nobody knew whether he would throw it or run it. Brings on Mike Vanderjagt. Game tied at 19. Extra point can give the Colts the lead. And it's good. So the Colts behind Peyton Manning, who scores his first rushing touchdown. They take a 20-19 lead. 12-yard run from Peyton Manning gives the Colts a 20-19 lead over the Chargers. 11:41 to go in the fourth. Hunter Smith kicks it off. This is short. Bynum up to the 20. Looking to go outside, losing yardage, and Bynum taken down at the 19-yard line. Thomas Randolph with the special teams tackle, and once again the drive, 8 plays, 83 yards.
In all fairness to him, he isn't loose. You know, he's been on the sidelines. He's played a few plays of nickel. In the first play that you're in, you got to come up, run full speed, and keep Peyton Manning from getting in the end zone.
First down for San Diego from the 19. Natron Means breaks it back. Natron gets to the 24. Tackled by Bernard Whittington. Monday on down at 5 from the 24-yard line. Incomplete and intended for still Tyrone Poole. Playing inspired football today. He sat out last week against New England because of the thigh bruise. And they said he's close to 100%. Poole making the play, the former star out of Fort Valley State.
Did a nice job there staying with Still. Jeff Graham on the series before beat him on a slant route. They thought they could get him again with Brian Still. They couldn't do it this time.
Third down 5 on the 24-yard line. Harbaugh, incomplete again. Graham, the intended receiver, Jeff Burris breaking it up.
And Gus, you know what I don't like about that play? Parker.
The Chargers cold in the fourth quarter, only 10 yards Darren Bennett standing at the 9. Wilkins back deep at the 30. Wobbly kick. Wilkins takes a step up from the 34. Splits the defense. And gets up to the 36-yard line. 42-yard punt, 5-yard return. So, with 10:32 to go in the fourth quarter, Colts lead it 20-19. And we will stay here. A flag on the play. 2019, 10:32 to go, fourth quarter. Colts lead it. Rodney Harrison has a strained right hamstring. He will not return. Indianapolis takes over from the 24. Manning, rolling, setting. Incomplete, intended for Payton. Unable to hold on to his footing right at the first base area on the infield.
Yeah, slick out there on the infield, Gus, and they looked like they were testing Rodney Harrison's replacement, Greg Jackson. Marvin Harrison ran a little post corner route. Jackson was with them, but they're going to take their shots. And without the intimidation factor of Rodney Harrison, you got to say, hey, here's a guy just coming off the bench, hadn't played a lot of snaps, not into the flow of the game. Let's see what he's got.
Second down 10 from the 24. Draw play, Edgerrin James rather. And James wrapped up quickly by guess who? Junior Seau.
And I think Junior took it personally today to stick with Edgerrin James wherever he goes. You see him covering him down the field here in tight. Junior is having a heck of a day. The only thing he hasn't done yet is catch a pass, unblocked, and make the tackle.
Third down and 9 from the 25. They need to go to the 34 for a first down. Manning underneath, cut. Harrison at the 40 and a first down. Marvin Harrison, a gain of 15. And a lot more room.
Manning puts it right on the spot. Look at that. 12 catches, almost 200 big ones from Marvin.
First down from the 40-yard line. Manning. Picked up. Jimmy Spencer. And the first Colts turnover.
Gus, Peyton Manning gave Marvin Harrison a sign. He grabbed his belt loop and he hitched it up, meaning a hitch. And Harrison ran the hitch and go. It might have been.
So Jimmy Spencer, big play. San Diego with the ball at their own 35. Natron Means on the counter, gets to the 40-yard line. Gain of 5. Michael Barber with the tackle. Now, for those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you are watching the NFL on CBS in the game between the Colts and the Chargers. I'm Gus Johnson, along with Brent Jones, and our score is 20-19. The Colts lead the Chargers. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast. Means again back to the line of scrimmage.
Harrison, because that shouldn't have been an interception. It should have been an incomplete, broken up pass.
Third down and 4 from the 41. Our ball over the middle, incomplete. Flag on the play, though. Freddie Jones, the intended receiver. This may be a personal foul, and it is against San Diego. John Jackson, the left tackle.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask foul, 65 offense. That penalty is declined. Fourth down.
It's clears and bounces out of bounds at the 30. 29-yard punt. Bluebirds starting to circle the stadium here in San Diego. 2019. The NFL today. Edgerrin James. And James goes down in the backfield. Rayleigh Johnson plugged up the hole and made the play with one hand. That's a loss of 1 yard. Don't forget, coming up next, 60 minutes except on the West Coast.
You know what, Gus? You're exactly right.
What do you mean?
60 minutes. That's what Peyton Manning's saying. They had to go out and play.
That's right.
60 minutes.
60
not 2
minutes.
halves.
It's not 2 halves, 60 minutes.
He knows the top shot.
Nicely done. Second down and 11 from the 30. Manning, Payton, and Payton driven to the ground by Michael Dumas. But it's a gain of 8.
Because I can guarantee you right now, those San Diego Chargers are probably talking to Edgerrin James, who's had 2 fourth-quarter fumbles in his first couple games this year, and they're saying, hey, young guy, you're getting tired, you're going to cough it up. You know, anything goes out there on the field, especially in the fourth quarter.
James has fumbled it twice in the fourth quarter on second effort. 3rd and 3 from the 38. They need to get to the 41 for a first down. Here comes the blitz. Dumped off to Harrison. Should have enough for a first down. Let's see the spot.
Well, that looks like a generous spot to me. I thought that's about a half yard further than he should have been. They're going to give him the first down.
And that keeps the chains going and the clock moving.
You know, it's all about forward progress, and those guys are down on the field.
Marvin Harrison, 13 catches, 197 yards and a touchdown. He's been all over the field. Out of Roman Catholic High School in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. First down from the 42. Manning. And he dumps it away. Marvin Harrison, the intended receiver, and Harrison putting up big numbers. Played collegiately at Syracuse. Had a separated shoulder last year. Couldn't play the entire season, but coming into this season, he's been playing with reckless abandon. 13 grabs, 197 yards. Last week he had 7 catches for 105. Second down 10 from the 42. Draw play, Edgerrin James. That hole closes up quickly. Gets to the 45-yard line. Now let's check in with Jim Nantz in New York. Hold on. Neil O'Donnell finding a home in Tennessee.
You talk about having some good quarterbacks. How about Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jim Nantz, and now Gus Johnson?
Oh, I don't have my boots on.
I'm pretty fortunate.
3rd down and 7. Manning. Oh, is it a catch? It is a catch. Big catch by Payton for a first down, gain of 12. On 3rd and 7, the ball thrown behind him, and what a great in front of Jimmy Spencer. Edgerrin James. And James stutter steps, maybe a yard. Jimmy Spencer with the tackle. Tonight, yeah, how about that? Second down and 9 from the 41. Manning slant pattern caught by Wilkins. And Terrence Wilkins on the slant gets to the 30-yard line. Charles Demery with the tackle. And now the clock starting to work against San Diego. Gain of 11. And Dumas calls timeout. Receiving record has already been tied by Marvin Harrison, formerly held by Lydell Mitchell. Edgerrin James. Power run game. Greg Jackson catches him at the 27-yard line. Fontenot also on the tackle. The edge looking for 100-yard game number 3 to start his career. Probably won't get there today. 17 carries, 45 yards.
Still valiant effort, and he's made some plays in the passing game. You see him hit it up in there. His legs are churning. He delivers the blow. 216 pounds of lean, mean quickness. And he is going to be a great addition to this Colts offense.
Second down 7 from the 26. Wilkins with the catch at the 5. Touchdown! What a great second effort! "26 yards.
Terrence Wilkins.
Refused to go down. Terrence Wilkins.
Touchdown.
Because a lot of people would think that was a bad pass by Peyton Manning, throwing it behind him. That's actually a planned play. When you get a cornerback shoulders turned downfield, we call it a fly stop. Run the fly route, and the quarterback throws the ball behind you when the cornerback isn't looking, and you stop and turn around and catch the ball. Executed perfectly.
And he's going to keep that ball. Wilkins, free agent, the extra point. It's up and good. 2 catches, 38 yards for Wilkins and a TD. Peyton Manning, 29 of 54, 406 yards. And look at the last drive, 10 plays, 69 yards. They ate up.
You see him stop, plan play. They knew it. Everybody knew it except the cornerback. And what an effort to keep those legs driving, twist into the end zone.
Ready a new Colts record, 406 yards.
Because Peyton Manning's thrown 5 interceptions this year, and I don't know how many of them are his fault. I can count at least 4 of them that aren't. A couple drops, a couple Hail Marys, a miscommunication on a route. He had 1 tip pass week 1 that might have been his fault. But he's been playing spectacular ball here early in the season.
Record set 32 years ago, back in 1967. Johnny Unitas broken today by Peyton Manning. So Hunter Smith kicking it away, short kick, fielded on the bounce by Fletcher. Gets to the 30-yard line where he's down. Don't forget, coming up next.
Out of a deal. I know the Chargers didn't want the Colts to score, but I'd rather have the ball as a player in my hands, controlling my destiny at the end of the game. I'd rather have an opportunity to drive the length of the field and get the 2-point conversion and send it into overtime.
Only 1 timeout remaining for San Diego. First down from the 30. Bennett showing blitz, now backs off. Harbaugh scrambles out of the pocket, fires, incomplete. Jeff Graham, the intended receiver. His back was to the ball.
You know, at that point, Jeff Graham's got to know to come back when the quarterback's flushed out of the pocket. Jim Harbaugh has a decent arm, but he can't throw the ball 70 yards down.
Showing a knack for being able to lead his team back late in the game. 2nd and 10. Harbaugh standing strong and goes down. 2nd sack of the day. Mark Thomas in on it. Ellis Johnson in as well.
4 seconds. Somebody better get open. Jim Harbaugh having to hold the ball.
And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Chargers faced with a 3rd and 17. 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter of play. Indianapolis leads San Diego 27-19. Don't forget, coming up next, 60 minutes except on the West Coast. And 60 minutes will be shown at its regular time out west.
Gus, with only 1 timeout left for the Chargers, they're going to go up for it on 4th down if they don't make it here on 3rd.
3rd and 17. They need to get to the 40. Harbaugh down the field. Graham with the catch. First down at the 41. Hurry up offense now. Remember, 1 timeout. They're down by 8. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion ties the game.
Great job by the veteran hooking up right at the 1st down marker. That's what you expect from a veteran wide receiver.
1:38 to go. Harbaugh again. Dumps it off to Natron Means. Almost fumbled it, but they call him down.
They're blowing it down, Gus, but it was awful close.
Be close to another 1st down.
Now, in the last 2 minutes, Gus, it can be reviewed upstairs, but when they blow the whistle,
he was down.
And he was down.
Here's Harbaugh now. Flag on the play. Harbaugh steps up, trapped from behind. Number 96, Sean King.
Little motion, San Diego.
Beat Jacksonville today. And they take the lead. In the central. Harbaugh, sideline, caught. Freddie Jones. Does he get out of bounds? Yes, he does. Gain of 11. with the ball at the 37-yard line. Harbaugh down the field for Ricks. Incomplete. Michael Ricks doing a good job playing the defender and breaking that play up.
Spectacular play by Michael Ricks. The ball was overthrown and he wasn't going to get to it, and he turned on the afterburners just
to 47. 56 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Intended for Ricks on the sideline. Steve Muhammad there.
big pressure from that Colts front four. Chargers haven't attacked the middle of the field here these last couple plays. I thought they were giving it up. They've got one timeout left, so they can still throw down the middle of the field. 50 seconds, got plenty of time still from the 50-yard line and timeout.
Harbaugh over the middle, Fletcher incomplete. Brings up third down. Means the tight end, right, Brett?
Well, you know, or the slot guy, Gus. I'm not going to be totally biased.
Harbaugh drops back down the field. Incomplete. And intended for Graham.
And you know, they're running a crisscross route there, Gus, and Michael Ricks was breaking inside, and he was open right on the 25-yard line. Jim Harbaugh threw to the corner route, and that's just what I'm saying. Go ahead and throw the ball over the middle, burn the timeout, and then you're down in some range where anything can happen. It's tough to make something happen from the 47-yard line.
A first down.
I'd still throw it over the middle. Crossing route, post, something. Stay away from the sidelines. The Colts are playing it tight on the sideline.
Here comes a blitz. They bring up the safety. Harbaugh goes down the field. And it's picked up. 28, Tito Wooten. And he jumps out of bounds. And that may do it. But a flag on the play at the 45. And it's against Indianapolis. Big play there.
Crucial play. And those are the things.
Illegal hands to the face. 97 defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Rips his head down. His hand slipping up into the guy's face mask. It's not the time to call on fourth down.
First down now from the 42. Harbaugh to the sideline. Ricks with the catch. It's good and out of bounds. And he's close to a first down.
Receiver. And they might have been complaining about that, but that's a natural tendency at this point in the game to tell the officials they're wrong, even if they are right.
So for San Diego, they can get themselves together a bit. Don't forget, coming up next, 60 Minutes will be shown in its entirety except on the West Coast. Now San Diego takes over at the Indianapolis 33. Michael Ricks is the receiver on the bottom of your screen. Two receivers on top. Harbaugh looking, dumps it off. Freddie Jones.
You know,
tackled at the 20, gets the first down, and now he has to use the timeout.
Crucial job of Freddie Jones not getting out of bounds.
Four-receiver package. Harbaugh in the shotgun. He's under pressure. Got it away and flips it out of bounds. Wisely. Grace. Second down and 10 from the 24. Harbaugh into the end zone. Picked up. Poole. Tyrone Poole down the sidelines. Game over. And that is it. The Indianapolis Colts snap a 10-game road losing streak on this play right here.
Because I told you, just a matter of time, the way those corners were driving the out routes, that it was shocking that they didn't try anything deep and over the middle. They stayed on the sideline. Tyrone Poole, you can fool him once, you can't fool him twice.
So for Brett Jones, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from San Diego, where the Colts improved to 2-1 with a 27-19 win over the Chargers. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.
You know, if I execute and if I play well, then we have a chance to win any game. If I play poorly, we don't have a chance in any game.
There is no limit to what you need to do to get to that quarterback. If I have to punch you, throw you, kick you, I'll do whatever it takes to get to the quarterback.
Michael Strahan and Drew Bledsoe are two of the NFL's brightest stars, and while they attack from opposite ends, they're well aware of the other's impact.
Bledsoe.
We know that Strahan is an excellent football player. We're going to have to take care of him, but we have the guys to do it.
Strahan, sack man. You're thinking to yourself as you're running, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. And once you hit him, I got it.
Taking down Drew Bledsoe has proven to be a difficult task. Twice in the season's first 2 weeks, he's led the Patriots to come from behind victories in the game's final seconds.
Bledsoe, on the gun. Come back, kid.
For the Giants, the time has finally come. The chance to erase the stinging memory of last week's 50-point embarrassment.
Giant revenge. Strahan, Bledsoe.
It's the New England Patriots and the New York Giants on ESPN's Sunday Night Football. A beautiful night in Boston on the last Sunday in September, and about 30 miles south of the state capital, Foxborough Stadium, where tonight for the 55th straight game, a sellout crowd of 60,000 is on hand to watch the Patriots battle the Giants. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick, along with Joe Theismann and Paul McGuire. It's great to have you with us. In the media capital of the world, the New York Giants have had an entire week to watch, listen to, and read about the 50-point pasting that the Redskins laid on them last week. Their harshest critic has been their own head coach, Jim Fossil. And Joe, he certainly expects a far different Giant team to show up tonight.
Mike, the Giants believe that the 50 points they gave up to the Redskins last week had to be an aberration. After all, this Giant defense has been the backbone of this football team for the last 3 years. They're going to need some help tonight, and it's going to have to come from the offense, in particular Kent Graham. He's going to get a chance to put the ball up early, and he's going to get a chance to spread this New England defense out. Now, if Kent Graham can't get the job done, he winds up losing this game. He could wind up losing more than a job.
The New England Patriots are off to a 2-0 start, and it's a dramatic 2-0. They have won both games in the final seconds of the fourth quarter, the first team in 40 years to do that. And Paul, the guy who led the charge both times, Drew Bledsoe.
Michael, Bledsoe is off to his best start ever, and I truly believe he has become one of the great quarterbacks in the National Football League. But the guy that makes this offense special is Terry Glenn. He already has two 100-yard games receiving. The pass offense starts with Glenn. When Bledsoe told us yesterday, when I look outside, if he has one man covering him, I'm going to him. If he has two, I still may go to him. Terry Glenn lights it up.
All right, Paul, and that's what awaits Giant corner Jason Sehorn, set to see his first action in over a year. It's the Giants and the Patriots on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
TV. Log on to ESPN.com and NFL.com while you watch the telecast.
We're at Foxborough Stadium, where the Giants and the Patriots are ready to get going. Let's check in with our sideline reporter, our colleague Solomon Wilcott. Solomon?
Thanks, Mike. After being torched for 50 points last week, the Giants are eagerly awaiting the return of Jason Sehorn, who has yet to play in a game since December of 1997. Now, I talked to Jason Sehorn, and I asked him what is he most anxious about in making his return in tonight's game.
Hitting somebody. I've got about 1.5 years worth of frustration pent up in me. I just want to go hit somebody for a change, just to also answer questions in my own mind about, you know, the knee and my body and just football in general, just getting out there and having the contact again, and that's pretty much it. I just want to hit somebody.
Now, before the game, I talked to Jason Sehorn. He told me he's not really concerned about the knee. He's more concerned with the hamstring. Says he doesn't even know if he can open up and go full throttle and go full speed. He said he will not even know that until he plays in tonight's game. And, Mike, that could be a problem.
All right, Solomon, and you can expect Bledsoe and company to test him tonight. Coming up, the New England Patriots and the New York Giants on ESPN Sunday Night Football. Filling the stadium here, another sellout crowd at Foxborough, and they will get to see the offensive fireworks of Drew Bledsoe early as they'll get the ball. Pete Carroll and Jim Fossil both in their third year as head coaches in their respective cities. The Giants will kick off to start the ball game. That's Brad Daloiso.
And both had a very different week of preparation for their teams.
Didn't they ever? Lamont Warren and Tabucky Jones are back to return. That is Tabucky Jones. Kevin Falk, who has been returning the majority of their kicks and starting at tailback, is out with an injury. There's Kevin Falk, the rookie.
Saved up some money, bought some jewelry.
The signing bonuses can do that. Tabucky Jones from the 10 to the 30. The Patriots offense is led by Drew Bledsoe, who has engineered a pair of comeback wins in the first 2 weeks and has had 5 touchdown passes with only 1 interception. Allen and Carter are the backs. The receivers, Jefferson and Terry Glenn, who is healthy and off to a great start, 14 catches in 2 games. Coates, the tight end. Up front, 6-time Pro Bowler Bruce Armstrong is the anchor. The other starters, Irwin, Woody, Rucci, and Lane. Lane filling in at right tackle for the injured Zephyrus Moss. Empty backfield for Bledsoe. First pass to Jefferson. And Jefferson to the 34. The Giant defense humbled a week ago, led by Michael Strahan. 29 sacks the last 2 years, none yet this year. He's joined by Harris, Hamilton, and Jones. The linebackers are Phillips, Widmer, and Jesse Armstead, who leads the team in tackles and has been to a pair of Pro Bowls. In the secondary, Sparks and Jason Sehorn, one of the best corners in the game, but he will be rusty. Garnes and Ellsworth, the starters. Michael Strahan, like the rest of his teammates, embarrassed a week ago. Bledsoe on second down, and the diving try by Terry Glenn can't get it. That was the first test for Sehorn.
And I think that's the first of many tests that Jason Sehorn is going to get tonight. Drew Bledsoe feels like, as Paul mentioned, Terry Glenn's a guy you can get the ball to as much as you want to try. Ernie Zampese, the offensive coordinator, said they're going to try and see just how healthy Jason Sehorn is. So I'd look for him to go up top on him in the first 2 series at least.
3rd and 6 on the opening possession. Lamont Warren in the backfield with Bledsoe. Protection finally broke down, and Hamilton has him in a bear hug.
Well, I'm going to say it. This is one of those deals, Joe, that's on the quarterback. He's got to get rid of this football. You can't stand back there that long. Keith Hamilton, number 75, is a right defensive tackle, and here's Bledsoe. Now watch. Hamilton just beats his man up front, and he's there. Bledsoe's got to get rid of the ball.
That's the first down lineman to get a sack for the New York Giants this year. They led the NFL a year ago with 54, off to a slow start. Lee Johnson, who's done a tremendous job kicking, punched to Tiki Barber. Fair catch at the 34. The Giants offense has Kent Graham at quarterback. He's completed almost 60% of his throws, but only has 1 touchdown pass. The backs, Bennett and Way. The receivers, Toomer and Ike Hilliard, who is 5th in the conference with 10 catches. Cross is the tight end. Up front, Roman Oben protects the blind side. He's the Giants' best pass blocker. The other starters, Pettigrew, Williams, Stone, and Gregg. Play action by Graham. Excellent protection. Toomer had it knocked down, but there's a flag. Israel may have been early. Israel has been tremendous early in the season.
Holding, 21, defense, 5 yards, automatic, first down.
Both these corners, Steve Israel and Ty Law, like to play a lot of man-on-man. There he is running right with Toomer. Monty pushes off. Man, that's just a lot of... See that hand on the back, though? I think once you get a hand on the back of a receiver, the official sees that, and they're going to throw the flag. You can't put a hand on him.
Well, they missed the first part because Amani Toomer got away with one. Jared Vicious is in as they go 3 wides. Charles Way to about the 43. The Patriots defensive line has Mitchell, Eaton, Thomas, and Willie McGinnis, who already has 2 sacks after only 3.5 in an injury-plagued 98. At linebacker, Slade, the rookie Andy Katzenmoyer for the injured Ted Johnson in the middle, and Brewski. The secondary led by the exceptional Ty Law, a physical bump and run corner, along with Israel, Malloy, and Carter.
I think the interesting thing Kent Graham told us yesterday about the defense of New England, if they're going to throw the ball, they're really going to test the middle with Andy Katzenmoyer. They want to get him hooked up one-on-one with a back.
Sean Bennett, the rookie tailback, checks in. Graham to throw on first down. Downfield to Hilliard. Kent Graham wanted to throw the quick slant to the near side. It wasn't there. He was patient enough to hit Hilliard.
That's the one thing that I've seen Kent Graham do this year for Jim Fossil. When something isn't there, he moves around, gets out of the pocket, and keeps the play alive. It's one thing to drop back and throw. Does a nice job of staying alive. Good job by Hilliard continuing to work for him. Wants to go to the quick out. Ty Law is going to bite on it. He gets up. Big completion, 27-yarder.
Graham to throw again. In the flat to Hilliard, nothing there, and he is just crushed by Steve Israel.
I'll tell you, this is one of those pass plays where the receiver, I mean, it was a nice play by Ike before, Hilliard, but this is a play where you go back to their quarterback, and you, the quarterback, Joe, and say, don't you ever throw that thing out to me again.
Kent would like not to. That ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and so it started coming in end over end. So if you went back to the quarterback and said, hey, look, don't do that, say, I don't want to. Believe me, it wasn't my intention.
It was a gain of 1 on a completion. Giants being very aggressive early. Way got a good block from Pete Mitchell and reached the 26. Chris Slade made the tackle. This will bring up 3rd down, where the Giants have been hideous this year.
Everything they do, look at that. 2 yards or less, they're 2 for 5. 3 or more, 1 for 19. And it isn't been that they haven't been able to pick up the 3rd downs. What they've done is they've committed penalties or mistakes that have not allowed them to get the yards.
They spread the field for Graham. First down. Pete Mitchell made the catch at the 19, and Mitchell is the guy they want to get more involved in this offense.
Well, they say they want to get Mitchell more involved in the offense, and this is the way they talked about getting it done. Get him in the middle. Number 54 is going to be Brewski that's going to try to come in. See 54 Brewski? He's a linebacker. All Mitchell does is sit down.
There goes Scott Graggs doing a good job on Willie McGinnis, just not letting him get any penetration.
Only a yard. Brewski got him around the waist and dragged him down. This young man has been a playmaker.
The reason I like what the Giants are doing is Lawyer Malloy, the strong safety, loves to be around the line of scrimmage and support the running game. If you come out and throw, you have to make Lawyer more conscious of the pass. It gets him a little further away and gives you a chance to pick up a couple yards.
From that kill area?
From the kill area, yeah. The kill zone.
2nd and 9. Nice start for Kent Graham. Hilliard bobbled up and then caught it. I want to tell you, that throw by Kent Graham He released that like 2 seconds before the break, and it hit Hilliard before he even turned around. Somehow he still caught it.
Well, the good thing was Hilliard did get his head around. It's a little lazy route. He comes across in motion. Kent does a nice job of looking downfield, just making the play, and all of a sudden the ball's there, and Ike goes, whoa! Look at this. Holy mackerel. Let me stick this one in my shoulder pad so I can catch it. That's a whoa job.
Kent Graham has never been surrounded with a lot of talent in any quarterback situation he has ever been in. You get the feeling as the Giants get better, if he can stay in there, he could be a real good one for him. 3rd and 1, quarterback keeper. Should be a first down as he got across our ESPN 1st and 10 gold line. Or at least right on top of it. It'll depend on the mark.
Well, if 6'5", 250.
Doesn't need a lot of help.
You don't need a lot of help.
Finds a little hole and manages to make a play.
That's Sean Bennett, and they're working on his right leg. The rookie out of Northwestern. We'll get a report on him as soon as we can, and they are going to bring in the change to measure.
Mike, running back is not an area where the Giants need to lose any more people. Of course, Gary Brown is down. Sean Bennett was starting. Just gets a little bit more thin. Joe Montgomery is not active.
It will be a first